Hi, this is Pam at Town Square Studio, and I have been promising for a very long time that I'm going to start doing videos of just things that I have that I think are interesting, or some of the interesting things that I find at auctions and estate sales and so on, and some of the interesting stuff that I already have, and I have a lot of stuff. So, what inspired me today was that I have been watching Rachel from Roxy Creations and her sister Sarah talking about their upcoming challenge. I think they're starting right after the first of the year in January, and it's going to be a slow stitch sampler book kind of thing. I forget exactly what she's calling it. But anyway, it inspired me, and I would really love to do it. I've done a little bit of slow stitch, and I enjoy it, and I'd like to do some more. And I think it'd be a good opportunity to learn a lot of things. So I plan on participating. And lots of different people have been coming on YouTube and showing the supplies and the things they're gathering together to use for their projects. And so I got digging around today, and I got out some things that I've had stashed away for a long time that I thought I might want to use. So, I just started this, so I haven't gathered together everything by any means that I want. But what I was hunting for today was, I remembered that I had this piece of vintage, probably even antique, mattress ticking. And I found this a long time ago when I inherited my antique store from my dad. And I just thought it was so interesting and oddly beautiful. And I just put it away, thinking that someday I would use it for something. And so I drug it out, and I plan to use some of it for this project. And there's way more here than I'm going to need. This piece is, I think it's about 30 inches wide, and I think it's a little bit over a yard long. And it's just, I don't know, I just think it's really beautiful the way this fabric was made and how utilitarian it was, how durable it was. It certainly stood up to a lot of wear. And this one has some wounds to it. Here's a little bit of mending that was done badly. You can see it on the back side. Of course, I guess if that was on a mattress, that would be kind of hard to get to. And then there's another tear over here that was sewn up. So anyway, I just think it's fascinating for some reason. I really like it. And I like the history of it. So I will plan on using a little bit of that. And just by comparison, I wanted to share a piece of vintage ticking that I bought from Pearl at Pearl's Finds. I bought this a couple months ago, I think, and I didn't know what I was going to do with it, and I still don't, but I'm going to keep it because I think it's also beautiful, and these fabrics are not easy to find. And I don't know what Pearl's source was, but she said that it is vintage, new old stock, and I think she had purchased everything this person had left. And so I was lucky to get a yard of it. And anyway, it's really pretty and unusual. These things are not easy to find. So I was glad to be able to get that, and I thought it would be really useful for someday when I find something interesting to do with it. So some of the other things that I dug out as I was looking around are some of these old, I guess these were sugar sacks, maybe flour. I think they held 5 pounds, and they're pretty uniform. They vary in size a little bit, but they're basically, I think they're about 9.5 Yeah, they're about 9.5 inches across and 14 inches long. And they're just that beautiful old, I guess it's like a cotton muslin. It's just really, really pretty soft fabric. And I just happen to have a lot of them. So I just thought I would, since I got these out, I thought I would just share them in case anybody's interested in purchasing some of these. I have probably 25 that I would be able to let go that would still leave me with a supply for myself. And I think I would offer these for $8 a piece. And so what I'll do is I'll leave my contact information in the drop-down box in case you happen to be interested and want to contact me about these. So anyway, those are just, I think they're cool. Some have some very faint printing on them, but you know, it's hard to make out. I can see a logo here that says sugar, but I can't really make out the writing. So I think it says granulated. I think the printing has been washed away from these. And then I also found some larger bags. I guess they were for, I don't know if they're for feed or if they were for flour and sugar. I'm not really sure what all of them are used for. This one is really pretty. I love the texture of this fabric. I'm thinking this might be hemp, but I'm certainly not sure. Hemp isn't something you see very often anymore. But it definitely has a very different texture than most of these other fabrics. It's really pretty. It's really soft and heavy, but really pretty. And then this one probably will look familiar to a lot of people. I've seen this name many times on these old sacks. This was probably a 100-pound bag. Bemis Extra Heavy Seamless. So that's all. Yeah, it doesn't have seams on the side. I guess I'd have to give that some thought as to how they cut these and put them together. That's interesting. So there's that. And this one says Royal Quality Superfine Selection. Oh, this one is the feed sack. It does say seeds. That's cool. I guess these were just used and used again. I suspect they must have recirculated them. Like you bought something and then maybe you took it back to the feed store and bought more and filled it up again. I don't know how else they would have gotten so used. I don't know. I don't know what how they were used, but it seems like they didn't just get used once. And then this one here kind of, maybe explains that, because it has the name of the, let's see, well, I guess this was probably either flour or sugar, because it says Columbia Baking Company, Columbia, Missouri, 1943, and the bag says property of. But on the reverse side, is printed Farmers Co-op Association, and I guess that's Beaufort, Missouri. So I guess that, that leads me to believe that I guess it was like, Coke bottles. They actually belonged to or milk bottles. You know, they belonged to the dairy, and you use them, but ultimately they got returned to the dairy. So it kind of looks like that's how this was done. So anyway, just think they're interesting, and I thought maybe I would share those. I guess that's about it for now. I just wanted to share this with everybody. I was inspired by Rachel and started hunting for things, and this is what I came across today. So thanks for watching.